Ram, that's not my name. Why? Just mean. Hey, what's up, Pralinor? Yeah, I started a bit late today, but oh well. What do I got? Twilight mission changed. Cool. So, hello and Happy New Year by advance. Oh yeah, that's because I'm not streaming tomorrow. Right. What do I want to do? Spear today? Yeah, I can start with Spear. Happy New Year, that's yeah. Well, it's not New Year's yet, but I know it will be. I know you guys are saying it in advance. But yeah, just chilling, the same old. Yeah, we'll perhaps be playing Ninja Gaiden 2 and Nioh 3 there. Oh, you'll be at New Game Plus 2 when Nioh 3 will be there? Yeah, that'll be fun. Okay, cool. Cool. I haven't really used my storehouse all that much. Yeah, I did get Nioh Tengu. I'm into Uzume Grace Inheritance. That's pretty nice. I have so many of these. Cool. Start off with this. Let's see. I played Phantom a bunch yesterday, so I can start off with Feral. Ooh, I got some skill points. Get some sword going. Ooh, which one? What brute have I not used? Makami? Maybe? I've used that, I've used that. I've used Shinroku. Atlas Bear, yep. Yobishin, obviously. Inosasao, yes. Yes, yes. Yeah. Use Baku. Okay, Makami it is. Yeah, let's get some brute stuff going. No, no Gaki shenanigans. It's just off limits. I don't want to. Oh, I really want to use Gozuki. Gozuki would be so fun. Not even gonna lie. I haven't used Gozuki at all. Final blow ain't bad. Okay. What can provide me key pulse? Aberrant? I think I used that recently. If this is the new resolution, you know what happens on the 2nd January con. Okay. Dweller I could use. I might want to use Mitsume Yazura. Okay, so I've got that covered. Oh, I don't need... Oh, I don't need it! Yes, perfect. Purification, final blow. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, Nioh 3 is coming out next month. For the demo, that is. Okay, I've got that covered. Let's mess around with Sohaya. A gap closer check. Stuff in front of me. Area of effect covered. I don't need a stun. Do all sorts of weird shit. Do I need a projectile? Could be handy. Fluky. I might do against all comers today. Ooh, Ancient Neo Tengu. Bro, I'm using that. I just got that yesterday. 100%, yes. Oboro Guruma. Ooh. Oh boy. What you guys want? What's your everyone's favorite splash attack? Split Stuff does look really cool. Hey, what's up, boss? Good to see ya. Can you ask what the best purity spirits are? Define best. What would be best for you? Haven't used Wheel Monk in a while. Top 3, but what do you mean? Like, here's the thing. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 purity spirits. What would you say makes something better than other things? And I ask that because it'll probably usually depend on who's playing. I could say Amabie is the best, and people would disagree with me, but they may not know what I'm talking about when I say, dude, it's the best for medicine-based things and healing-based things. And then people be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But that's not what I had in mind when I thought was best. And I'd be like, okay, well, what do you have in mind? Which is why I'm asking. Namahage Soul Core? I'll do Spear. I can do Spear Fists. I can do Spear Fist. Sure. I do like the Split Staff because the flash attack, yeah, you can hold it down. You can get more hits. It's pretty fun. You're using Baku Sirsha? Wait, have I not used Sirsha? No, I haven't. I can use that next time. Namahage I'm gonna leave alone because I'm using Gozaki, so it's just too much of a conflict for me. Hey, what's up, Gershon? But yeah, if you give me more specifics on what you consider to be best purity, what makes something the best to you, then I can easily give you a top 3. But without that specificity, I got no clue. I don't quite get how Amrita Absorption interacts with Pleiades and Amrita Gauge Charge. So the Gauge Charge is based on like you defeating enemies. It's a weird thing, it's not really well explained. Pleiades is just like any source, period. Amrita Absorption, like, it is confusing. But basically the simplest way to think about it is like, if you really want to boost your gauge super high, have like Pleiades, and if you have like a high Pleiades buff, and you use yokai abilities and hit with it, you'll usually fill up your yokai shift gauge faster. But yeah, seriously, Reina. I'm guessing Reina. I'm using the last part of your name. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they're all good for different reasons. So I could say, hey, you want like, this is great, and this is great for different reasons. This one's great for different reasons. This one's great for different reasons. This one's great for different reasons. And this one's great for different reasons. I'd love to be able to answer your question, but I need more specifics. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Overall, guys. Okay. Am I content with my spread? Okay, let's get Witch Fists? I'll get Purity Fists, that makes sense. Oh, I don't have Opportunist on this. Nah, I'll live. Hope we get more weapons emotes in Nioh 3. Would be pretty cool. Actually, screw it. No, I'll get my corruption shit. Whatever. I want to know if the Yumehami faster key recovery conflicts with key recovery bonus. No, those are separate. Like, the stats that you have, like, if you have, say, if it's just like the flat key recovery bonus that scales with the Amrita gauge, that's separate. As I talked about in the video I posted on YouTube today, the only way you'll know if it conflicts is if it shares the same, like, symbol buff icon. If they're the same, they will conflict. If not, then they will overlap. Alright, let's get all the brushes. So you're saying buffs will conflict, but stat bonuses will stack? Buffs, so as I said in the video, buffs with the same symbol will conflict, or rather, yeah, they'll conflict, but buffs with different symbols will not. Right, and as you can see in chat, like, there's so many different pros and cons to every different guardian spirit, so it's a little hard to just say one's better than the other without having some sort of criteria to define it by. Thing about devices is that giving many people are clueless about what they want. The more I ask them, the less they know. Well, it's a little difficult for me to give advice if someone doesn't know what they're looking for. I could just say, like, brain dead. I can give brain dead advice, which is just like Soya, Ho'o, and Kurama Tengu are the best, I guess. But it's like not very specific and very subjective. Like, I can't tell people how to play. If they don't know what they want, like, I can give them all the advice, but it's just gonna fall flat. So even something, like, I just need some information to work with and I can give guidance. Like, obviously there's something that somebody wants. It's just, what do you want? Like, I can't figure that out for you. I can help you figure it out yourself. But, like, I don't know. It is exhausting sometimes. Maybe I should just give them a wiki link or your YouTube link instead of actually trying to give them customized advice. Yeah, I mean, they just want general and don't want to put much thinking into it. And no judgment on that. If that's not what they want, fine. But like, if you want my opinion about something, be aware that I tend to give customized advice. Don't want it? Fine. Just want generalities, feel free to look it up on YouTube. Here's another problem. Some people come to me that ask for advice that don't know English. I mean, at a certain point, like, it's not our job to be people's translators. The fact that we're trying to help is a big thing, too. Yeah, if people want to be spoon-fed answers, I'm like, look, I'm happy to give you answers. Like, I'm happy to do that. But like, work with me here. Help me. I'm like, I'm trying to spoon-feed you here. I've had issues like that where people really... I'm not saying anyone's doing that in chat right now. Just to be clear. But it's like, okay, like, I go out of my way to try to help. Like, I will acknowledge, yeah, there's probably some things I'm not explaining well. Hey, what's up? So yeah, I'll acknowledge, like, you know, maybe my explanation wasn't actually good enough. That's fine. I'm like, okay, sure. What confusion is there? Let me work with you to try to clarify it. That's fine. Well, at least they're not really picky, like when a guy asks his girlfriends, what do you want for dinner? Honestly, I'd rather deal with that. No joke. That is very easy to deal with. I might, in that situation, like the stereotypical, oh, and the girlfriend's like, I don't know what I want. It's like, no, she obviously knows something. She very obviously does. Very obviously does. Because otherwise she would, why is she saying no to things? If she's saying no, it's like, okay, it's very clear. Like, hey, I don't know what I know I don't want this. I'm like, okay, that's something to work with. That's something to work with. It's like, okay, they don't want this, so maybe they want this. And like, I can ask questions and they can give me answers and it's like an actual dialogue. Like, I know you're using the stereotype to be facetious, but it's at least like, okay, someone knows what they don't want. I'm like, okay, on some level, they do know what they want. Maybe it's not clear to them. What do I have for the plan for the new year? Well, I'm taking the day off, and... So anyway, you guys are talking about relationship stuff. I coach this all the time. I get paid for it, so I can... It's a lot easier than it sounds, than it seems at first, with all the emotional complications. But let me answer Shark Sue's question, and hello, by the way. So here's the thing. Like, for New Year's, I'm taking the day off, and it's like, I'm just gonna chill. Cass and I are gonna watch Stranger Things, and then I'm gonna cook some food for her because I really want to. So I'm kind of like nervous and excited about that. Stressed about it because like I haven't done something like this before. So I'm gonna cook some dinner for her and make some brownies, and we're just gonna have a nice chill time together. Just hang out. Should be fun. So yeah. So yeah, that's what's happening. And then, okay, so with the whole, like, no, but they don't want what you suggest. So then the first question I'd have to ask myself is, well, why? 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 Like, I would question, like, okay, hey, I'm in this pattern where I'm asking somebody what their preferences are, but they keep telling no matter what I suggest. So then I would try to inquire why this is happening, because it's confusing. And talk to, in this scenario, the girlfriend about that. Try to understand what's going on. If someone is like, if I'm speaking to a person, I'm going to be like, well, why is this happening? I want to understand. Not coming from a place of judgment, just simply out of a place of curiosity, in the hopes that they can understand what's happening to figure out something that works for them to make things better for both of us. That's all. Don't need to get into like, oh man, my girlfriend makes it so hard. She's impossible to figure it out. Oh, it's so frustrating. I'm like, no, just avoid that shit. Not that hard. It's only hard when we start to put in all sorts of stories that can start tugging at personal issues. Really about it. Some just do it to be difficult. I'm gonna challenge you there too. Why are they doing... Come on, do you think someone goes out of their way to... Do you think someone likes to be difficult? Hey, you know what I would really enjoy doing is making it super fucking impossible for my partner to figure out what I want to eat. Bro, yes? Well then why? What would drive someone to get to that place? Is it something you would do? Let me ask you that. Would you do that? Is that something you would do? Okay, okay. Alright, I am going to give you guys some free relationship coaching. This is important. Okay? And this probably doesn't apply to many of you, just some people. Okay, so you acknowledge you wouldn't do that. So here's the thing. I have this belief, and it's up to you to take it or not, that people will do something because they believe there is a valid reason for it. And just plain and simple. Do you guys agree with me that people do things because in their minds it makes sense? Simple yes or no question. I'm not asking whether you agree with it or not. I'm just asking, hey, do people do behaviors because they believe it makes sense? Sure. Okay. Sometimes that valid reason is that it makes them feel good. Sure, but there is a reason. That's all I'm asking. There is some sense to it. We may not agree with it, whatever, but there is some sense to it. Okay? Sure, 100%. People will take an action that they believe makes the most sense to them. Maybe the reason isn't particularly one that feels good. Maybe it's not even one we'd agree with. Or whatever. But there is some reason for it. Now, another question. Do you think that people, on some level, want to be seen as good? Want to feel like, hey, I'm a good person. What I do makes sense. There is sense to this. That's all I'm asking. Okay, just go with, before you get to the but. Hey, what's up, Golden Seed? Before you get, sure, yeah, but. Before you get to that, I want to just focus on the sure, yeah part. Look, Hayabusa, I understand. You want to be seen as a bad boy, but it's a positive thing. So, I have this innate belief, even with people's batshit crazy behavior sometimes, that they're doing something that makes the most sense to them and helps them feel better about themselves in some way, shape, or form. Now, that's what I believe is a fundamental human driver. the behavior, obviously people do stupid shit and do toxic things. That's inevitable. But even when sometimes, I'm sure there are moments in our lives there's moments in our lives. I have zero experience, but thanks for the wisdom. Fortunately, like, relationship stuff, I'm not just referring to romantic things. I'm just saying human nature. It's a significant overlap, you know? But okay. I'm sure there have been moments in our lives we've done things that we are less than proud of. We're like, yeah, I didn't like doing that. Or, oh, I acted out of anger and I did some stupid shit. Or I said terrible things. I regret what I've done. Right? How many of you have done something like that? I'm very fucking guilty of that myself. Right, so Bran, I appreciate your statement on it. I don't mind stupid things from people. They could have been taught to do those things. Don't know any better. Okay, right, so maybe. So I think there's this tacit acknowledgement that, like, yeah, of course, we've done stupid shit. But at that time, at that moment in time we took that action, did we think we were doing the best thing at that moment? Blorb, not you? Nah, Blorb's perfect. Perhaps. Right. My point being is we've done stupid shit, less than admirable stuff, so we feel shame for it. We regret it. In that moment, though, that's not there. In that moment, I'm pretty sure it's like, nah, this makes fucking sense. Or if someone, like, simple example, someone like if someone like throws shit at you, I'm not referring to literally, let's just talk about like on the internet where people get so fucking heated at us and like on some level we're like, dude, what the fuck is this coming from? And then we get all angry and then we kind of just like, dude, shut the fuck up. Feel like some random ass internet stranger. Yes, exactly, Tesso. Okay. So, we act out in ways that we're not proud of, but at the time it makes perfect sense to us. There's a story behind it. There's a reason behind it that's invisible to people from the outside. You know, like, for example, we'll bring it back to Nioh. Okay? Tesso literally throws shit at me. I'm gonna fucking murder it. Who can blame me? Now if the Tesso's like, man, I can't believe you killed me. It's like, bruh, dude, I had a yokai throw shit at me. What more? And I'm playing a video game. How do you not expect this shit? Of course I'm gonna murder you, dude. Silly example, but I think you guys get the point. So in the same way, yeah, Gaki throws shit. I'm killing them even more. They get the cannon. Farts harder. Right, from Tesso. In the same way, when it comes to like that stereotypical example of like, oh, as Hayabusa, when you're saying like, hey, let's say you ask your girlfriend, hey, you want to go to Chipotle? And they're like, no. And then they're like, how about we go to Chipotle? You're like, what the fuck? I just asked you this 10 minutes ago. The thing is, if we don't, like, the thing is, with behavior that seems to not make sense, I would encourage you guys not to assume someone is crazy. If something doesn't make sense, let me ask you this. Whenever you've acted in a less than admirable way, does it feel good to ever have someone tell you, hey man, you're fucking crazy? Hey man, you're crazy. You just like being difficult. You just want to be difficult. Is that something you want to hear? Or is that something that feels good to hear? Does it help in any way? No. Let's just go with no. Before all the rationale after that, the answer is no, it doesn't help. That's what you're saying. No, but, like, let's worry about the but part later. Sure, you'll understand, okay, I was acting crazy, but it doesn't fucking help, as you first said. What would help? Hey, man, I can understand. It helps me. So, Brand, I think you're a little... right, Brand, it helps you to know that your behavior is unacceptable. Sure. Or current tactics aren't working. I need to find a better way. Right, so we'll get to that. But being told that we are crazy is not, as we've acknowledged, not really that helpful. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, I understand that I'm acting in an unhealthy way and maybe I need to change my behavior. Right. That's also the agreement that, yeah, I can't do what I'm doing. There's also usually some tacit understanding about what's going on. All I'm saying is in those situations, like, okay, you know what probably would have been helpful? When it's like, hey, I understand what, I can kind of understand, like, I think I understand where you're coming from. You know, you're probably dealing with this. You're probably dealing with that. That's what I'm guessing is happening. You know, is that what caused you to feel like super stressed out? Maybe I did something. Maybe something was happening, tough day at work. Maybe it's something from your past. Who knows? So rather than, like, what would it be if it was just like someone was trying to be understanding of what you were dealing with? Would you like that? She isn't stressed though? Hold on to that. Do you at least agree with the premise or no? I understand the permutations, like, well, she isn't stressed. Let's go one bit at a time before we're going through that whole, like, jump to the conclusions. Or jump to the next step. I'm just asking you for this one thing here. Sure, okay, so we agree on that. Naturally, if she's not stressed, I would just ask, hey. So, Brand, I agree. Like, let me be clear. What I'm saying in a nutshell is, hey, before we worry about, like, solving problems and stuff like that, let's actually make sure we understand what the fuck they are. What are the actual problems? That's all. Just try to understand that. We don't have to agree with it. Do you think I would like? Hey, Cass, what do you want? You want this? Yeah, no, I don't want that. I'm like, okay. And then 10 minutes later, she's like, actually, hey, you know what? I got an idea. I want this. And I'd be like, wait, I just suggested it 10 minutes ago. What's going on? And there's no, like, blame. There's no, like, I thinking she's crazy or whatever. It's just like, I'm just curious. What's the discrepancy for? The controller just disconnected? Yeah, it did. I've been talking about this shit for 10 minutes. So, Brand, I agree. So, Brand, just to be clear, I'm just trying to help people understand one another. Especially when shit's confusing. I'm like, hey, before you jump to conclusions about their character, let's just try to understand what's going on. And let's try to work with the other person to try to figure out what's going on. I obviously don't agree with certain behavior, because I'm like, the fuck? Like, sorry, if you're like, you don't, it's not cool to, like, be abusive to people. Not that food stuff is. But right, like, obviously, like, I have my own, like, trauma. I have my own shit I've been through, but it doesn't make certain behavior okay. And I understand that, like, hey, no matter what, that stuff's bad. Like, that's not cool. I'm not doing it. So, here's the thing. Before determining whether behavior is crazy, again, crazy means there's no possible permutation of thinking that can lead to someone to that behavior. And if it's like your girlfriend thinking her behavior is crazy, right, Brand, you're on the right track. I don't have to tell you. I think you're fine. But right, like, people do, like, here's the thing. Okay, she loves malatang. She eats it 4 to 6 times a month. If I say, let's get malatang, she says, you know, then she will ask to get malatang. What I'm encouraging for you to do is to just try to understand her. What is leading her to do this behavior that, in your mind, seems crazy? Just get curious about it. That's it. Obviously to you, it doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm trying to encourage you to think and ask yourself the question, what if there is some sense to this? Logically, it doesn't make any sense. Of course not. So she loves the food, but then you ask her, she says, ew, no. Then tomorrow she asks it. And you can just have a conversation with her about it. To be like, hey, I noticed this is happening. This is what's happening. It's really confusing for me. And, you know, I want to get you, and I assume you want to get her food she likes. And you're just having difficulty. And you want to, like, like, if this is obviously an issue for you, it just seems to be loaded with a lot of things, you can sort that through. No, you just want to eat, G? Okay. Well, again, have okay, well, I don't know you that well. I'd have to, like, speak to you face to face. But that would be, like, something I charge for. I can't, without understanding more about you, I wouldn't be able to give you the most proper advice, truth be told. Okay, well, have a conversation about it. Hey, you know, I really want to just pick out some simple foods to eat, and I figured you'd probably want something like, just try to figure out what, like, if this is a problem for you, try to figure out the problem with her without accusing her of crazy behavior or being crazy. Just problem solve this shit. That's all. Try to understand her. Where is she coming from? And do the best that you can. Hey, like, I thought you'd love Ma Tang, so I want to get it for you. But I notice every time I suggest you say no, and then, you know, tomorrow you'll ask me to get it, and it kind of throws me off, and I'm, like, really confused, and I just want to, like, I'm just trying to get food for us in a way that's, like, super simple and easy, and that's all. Like, I just want to eat. Like, that's all. Like, I clearly, like, I'm getting, like, truth be told, I'm getting a little stressed out. I want to make this simple. What could, like, could you just cue me in into, like, what I, like, don't understand? I'd really like your help here. Maybe there'll be some emotional thing. Well, guess what? Human beings have emotions. I don't actually... By the way, saying girls are driven by emotions and moods can change as fast as Jack Garland switched jobs, I'm going to call a little bullshit on that. Alright? Just a little bit of bullshit. Why? Because so are men. I have worked with so many men, oh my gosh. Here's the thing. What I have learned is that every human being maybe not every, but like most human beings are driven by emotions. If you don't know what you're feeling, you're operating with emotions. If you don't know what it is, you're still operating with emotions, and you just don't know about it. For example, I imagine some of you are driven by this feeling of peace and convenience. Just like, yeah, I don't know what I want, but I'm just gonna get what I know because it works. That's easy. Feels reasonable. No big deal. No big hoopla. Why do I have to go through a menu for 30 fucking minutes to decide what I feel like eating when I already know I like X, Y, or Z, and this is just like the easiest option? Let's not make it complicated here. So you're driven on some level by your desire for peace. I agree with Autumn Red 100%. To say girls are driven by emotions is usually the way some men try to blame misunderstandings on the girl. Absolutely. Very astute. Sometimes I don't know what I want to eat. I'm just like, dude, it's so much of a fucking hassle to try to figure out what I want, but I do know I am comfortable eating this, this, and this, and yeah, it's fine. It's alright. Alright, I'll pick that. It's not ideal for me because I'm trying to rechange the way I engage with my food and like eat things that I know I'm like, yeah, I really want this. Like I'm so excited to eat this and it's like healthy. Like it's a whole like new relationship I'm having with food these days. So I eat in a healthy way and it's convenient and it ticks off so many different boxes and it's just a long-term goal. But yeah. Human beings are driven by emotions. Why else are you in a relationship, bruh? You didn't do it for... I imagine you didn't pick it for logical reasons. That's me. I'm pure convenience. I just pick something, right? Of course, sometimes we men are not good at explaining things correct. Human beings are driven by emotions. But yeah. So all I would advise is just when things are so I'll cap it off before I get back into Nioh, and we can talk about this at other points in time. When something doesn't make sense, before going to label that someone is crazy or dismissing their concerns as trivial for emotions or whatever, before getting into that realm, which I imagine some of you can appreciate can lead to a lot of fucking problems, just being dismissive in general. I would even gakis are driven by emotions. Get the fuck out of here. We're not talking no. I would just encourage people to try to understand what is going on. Get curious, try to figure it out until you'd be like, yeah, I think I actually get where my girl is coming from or my partner or whatever is coming from, and I think I can understand where I understand it. I understand more. Or if I don't understand, let me try to understand more. So that, like, if I could do... Poofer, are there crazy women? Why are you asking me this question? Men are driven by rational emotions like anger and spite. So I was, why are you asking me this question? I have to... Yeah, I know Autumn Red, he's being facetious about the rational emotions. Right, see how Bran is asking a question out of curiosity. Hayabusa, answer Mike, I'm not answering your question. I have an inkling of where you're going with this. I need to understand, verify your motivations for the question. Why are you asking me whether they're crazy women? Because I can say, yes, there are crazy women. Yes, there's crazy people. Yes, there's crazy men. But what's your point? Like, you're asking a question you already like, congrats, there's crazy human beings out there. There's crazy men and women out there. Yeah, and? What's your point? Which is why, again, I already know, like, where this is gonna go, because I've already dealt with this. What is your point in trying to get me... What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? I need to understand where this is coming from. So just go ahead. Okay, let me get this straight. Hey, what's up, Soulpool? Yeah, exactly. I knew it. I knew you were going in this direction. So let's get this straight. I just spent nearly 15-20 minutes trying to say, hey man, it's probably not a good idea to label your girlfriend as crazy. I try to say, hey, you can try this out to try to figure out the problem. But you're carrying this type of thinking, which is labeling your girlfriend as crazy. Do you think she'd want to take your suggestions? If you know... And let me tell you, girls are far more emotionally intelligent than men on average. look, do you want to prove your girlfriend is crazy? Because if you want to prove your girlfriend is crazy, rather than trying to, I don't know, problem solve what the fuck is going on, why is it such a mystery she doesn't take your suggestions at all? Hey, you know, my boyfriend thinks I'm fucking crazy because I do sometimes do things that don't make sense to him. Right, listen to what other members and YouTubers are saying. Like reading a boss pattern. You don't just say, oh man, this boss is impossible. This is such a bullshit boss, whatever. Grumble, mumble, and grumble. If you're committed to saying that your girlfriend is crazy, well then good fucking luck with your relationship. You're free to do that in your own right. But it wouldn't surprise me that she'd be like, yeah, I don't want to be with this guy because he thinks I'm fucking nuts. And to use the boss analogy, how many people do you think struggle with bosses on Nioh? And what do you think separates people who are able to conquer those bosses in Nioh compared to people who beat it? Like, hey man, you're free to do whatever. You're free to do whatever, and like, you don't want my, like, if you're committed to saying, hey, you know what? My girlfriend is crazy. She does crazy behavior. There's so much proof where she's crazy. And you don't even, and if you just want to just keep doubling down on, hey, she's crazy because everyone else she's crazy, then good luck. You do your own thing, I'll do mine. That's fine. The swell pool is just like impromptu relationship coaching. But right, with the boss, the Nioh boss conquerors learn the boss's patterns and learn to work within them, right? I once had a girlfriend who had snake as arms, and when she was angry, she had the snakes bite me. Sorry, man, my heart goes out to you. I mean, sure, there's some BS attacks, but there's gotta be a pattern. Sometimes it's pretty hard to read. Right, and when it comes to a boss, like Tate Eboshi, for example, it's like, I remember the first few times I was like, whoa, like, I got no fucking clue how to deal with this. Or Ren Hayabusa, like, dude, he's crazy. Saito Toshimitsu I still dislike. She was a sweetie most of the time. We couldn't get past those snakes and I had to break up with her. Was her name Yatsuno Kami by chance? Feels bad, feels bad. Yeah, let's take Yatsuno Kami. Okay. I don't know why you're dating a snake, but okay. Alright, so with like a boss fight, for example, of course it's going to be difficult at first. Alright, any boss battle in Nioh is going to be very challenging at first. But what do we try to do when we want to beat the boss? Is we try to learn the patterns, we try to understand what we could do a little differently. And like, anytime we die, it's like, okay, like, let me figure out what I could change about how I approach this. So you just try to learn. Now, if we just say, hey, this boss is impossible. Okay, yes, the boss is impossible. Right, and if it's like, okay, dude, like, you want to be good at Nioh, right? So, gotta have to learn to beat the boss, and if you just keep telling yourself the boss is impossible over and over again, or it's crazy, it's like, well, I'm like, okay, if you... Oh, I don't want to beat the boss. This boss is bullshit. Yeah, like, I'm fine exactly the way I am. It's not me that's a problem, it's 100% the game. Game is bullshit. It's so unfair. This boss is badly designed. Can't believe what the developers were thinking. They're fucking nuts. Who designs bullshit like this? There's nothing I can do anyway. I'm already a great player. It's just this boss is bad. Does any of that actually help you beat the boss? No. In the meantime, just mumbling, groveling, and whatever, and like... It is what it is. Like, okay, well then maybe the game ain't for you, bro. Like, alright. You gotta stop watching other videos during your tangents. Yeah. So the thing is, like, if you're just gonna say, hey, you know, the boss is like impossible, and there's nothing you can do, even though other people have dealt with it. If there's absolutely nothing you can do and the boss is just badly designed, well then, okay, quit the game. There's no point. I guess you're already a god gamer. And it's just the game is bad. Nioh sucks. Then don't waste your time. And that's for a video game. Now, obviously, is it possible the boss is badly designed? Of course. But that's going to be my last assumption. The last thing on my list. I will go well out of my way to try to figure out, is there a way I can get through this? Let me try to figure out how. And, right, as other people have mentioned, I will give something, and what I will do with my video games too, is I will give it as much of an honest chance as I can. And try to solve everything. I won't care about things about like, about the other party not making it to work. It's not like a boss wants me to beat it. They're like, nah, I'm gonna fucking kill you. That's what they do. Relationships are much easier. It's not like you're in a situation where someone wants to murder you. At least I hope not. If that's the case, please get your authorities involved. But so the thing is just try to learn, try to understand, and like don't give up on that. Try to figure it out. Try to figure it out, assuming, hey, there is some sensible reason. I may not understand it right now. It is confusing as fuck to me right now, which is exactly why I need to try to learn and understand better, so that I can be a better, let's say in the context of video games, a better video game player. In Nioh, in Nioh, like I've put myself through the ringer with like every human opponent, every boss, every enemy, like consistently. And if there's things that I dislike, they're for very specific reasons. And then only after I feel like I fully understand what I'm dealing with Nioh, do I then start to give criticisms. And even then I will remain open-minded to like, hey, maybe there's something I just don't understand. First time tuning into Nioh stream, I know, this is so like not Nioh. But before I judge someone's character, Ryu's gonna catch a cold. Is he though? I put him under the rain. Or the thing. He's okay. He's alright. He's a big boy. It's okay. So, Momiji, it's just, there's a lot of context. I feel that's easier in hindsight. Recognizing and managing frustration in the moment can be a challenge with relationships and boss fights. Well, yeah. Which is, why do you think I'm mentioning this now? To be prepared. Hey, I know I'm going to be frustrated because I have all these frustrations about these latent issues that actually bother me. I'm going to recognize that, but I'm still going to make a choice to try to be understanding to this other person. Anyway. Because I believe that doing so and promoting understanding and working things through with somebody will lead to much more peace for us in the long run. Oh, okay, fuck Saito Toshimitsu, right. By the way, I only concluded that after labbing him so much and really trying to study everything. And I'm like, okay, I think Saito Toshimitsu is a bit bullshit. But the thing is that the energy should be exchanged. If you're the only one trying to make it work, then she clearly isn't worth it, and the relationship won't work. Sure, but the thing is, I even would recommend people, like, I find that people pull the plug too early. People find that pull the plug way too early, and are doing so sometimes with information that's misconstrued. And are doing so usually with some like unhealthy ways of thinking. That's been my experience. It is Here's the thing. Yes, it does take two people to make a relationship work. Fucking obviously. If you're the only one trying to make it work, there's nothing more that can be done. Yeah, eventually that might be the case. In my professional and personal experience, I've heard of, out of a sample size of about 1,000, I've seen it for like 1 or maybe like 3 cases, I think. And I deal with extreme shit, alright? Extreme shit. One of the clients in my past job, he was incarcerated for, and he was in prison. I won't go into details about what he was imprisoned for, but it's super fucking serious. The thing is, even with things, gosh, there's so much I can go in depth into this. It doesn't even become a Nioh stream anymore. But right, there's a lot that goes into this, but what I would just generally encourage someone is to just focus on trying their best anyway, and to never give up on that. Because sure, you might be the only one, say, trying to make your relationship work in the present, but at the same time, I would say you'd be very surprised at how, if you are consistently, if you're just the type of person who is constantly making effort and trying to do all the good that you can, then I would say you'd be very surprised to how inspirational that can be. I mean, think about it. Let's say you're really pissed off with somebody for all sorts of complicated reasons, and the person you're pissed off with is actively trying to make amends with you every fucking day and trying to make your life better every day, no matter what sort of stuff you say to him or her. Consistently. And even if you're royally fucking pissed at them, at some point do you think like, you know, this person's actually genuinely being kind to me and really trying? Do you think at some point you might consider just behaving a little differently if they're making your life consistently easier, kinder, or no? Well, yeah, kill them with kindness. It's both a practical strategy. Anyway, there's so much depth to this. There's a lot of depth into this. This is what I do for my work. But yes. So there are several things. Well, any tips for building awareness in the moment and not having an emotional response that can cause fights? Yeah, you can practice it now. Think about what gets you triggered. Bring awareness to yourself. In the moment, it's going to be a little difficult, but sometimes you might be like, oh shit, I got triggered by something. But a lot of this is ultimately just a practice. Building that self-awareness and making these different choices. So just, if you know something is going to trigger you, which it sounds like based on your question, hey, something can get an emotional, like if you know you're going to have an emotional response on something, try to understand why you would and what you can do differently to make things more peaceful, better, you know, safer, more comfortable between you and the other party. That's all. I think I'll never truly understand how Nurikabe's mind works, but that's okay because I respect him and want to make it work between us. Right. Okay, that's not me though. I'm very stubborn, never let it go without trying my best, but I can't be the only one doing everything. Right. So, Ricardo, with advice like that, with situations like that, I think the thing that's holding you back is the fact that, like, oh shit, I'm the only one doing this. Here's the thing. Let me ask you, do you think that your actions have zero impact on people? I'm willing to bet you're going to say, no, of course I have an impact on some people. in some way. And all I'm saying is to focus on you doing your best consistently, infinitely. Do you think in some way, shape, or form that might have a positive impact on people? Maybe not today, but eventually. Or if it is an impact today, maybe just some small thing. Change something slightly for the better. Whenever you get mad, walk away for 5 minutes. Sometimes that doesn't help, though. In your experience, how do you tell if one partner doesn't appreciate the other? Like the ungrateful ones, things they can do better. So there's so much nuance to this. Like, you guys are asking great questions, and there's a lot of nuance to this. But here's the thing: if you recognize, hey, like, let's say you got, let me answer Brand's question. Oh gosh, okay. How do you tell if one partner doesn't appreciate the other? Okay, so like the ungrateful one, things they can do better. I mean, usually you can. All right, hold on. So I don't usually work with couples. I usually work with one person at a time. And my general recommendation, regardless of who I work with, I've worked with clients who have been abusive or are or have been abused themselves. And the abuse, one client I work with, they've been physically abused. So helping her build her self-esteem is a big part of what I do. And then other clients, they're more emotionally abusive. They're not physically, but I've worked with the physically abusive clients too. But the thing is, rather than the thing I would encourage people to do is to focus less on so much what other people are doing. And no doubt, what other people do does bear an impact on us too. But I find that what can happen is that people focus way too much externally. Oh, what are other people doing? When can I expect some reciprocity? When can someone feel grateful to me? What can I get, right? And that's not necessarily wrong. It's just, it can be weighted in kind of this really imbalanced capacity. So it can be like, I'm sure you guys, if you're in an American society, it's like there can sometimes be this almost obsessive focus on the self in a very like selfish way. You guys have met people who are selfish. And they're like, what about me? And it's like, bro, like, can you like be fucking nice to me? Like, come on. Right? And you're like, okay, this person's very selfish. They don't think about me. They don't give a fuck about me, right? And like, you don't want to deal with that. So what I say for people is like, okay, sure. Obviously we want certain things. And so do other people. So, you know, if you like, just focus on putting out good stuff. Giving value to people. Give value. Make that who you are. Give some good value. Value you're proud of showcasing, of sharing, etc. All of that. Make that your thing. And just focus on what you can do to make things better. That's all you have control over anyway. Right now, we can all stress out about, theoretically, what the other person is doing. And we can try to talk about it and go through mental gymnastics over it. But in those moments we're thinking about this shit, are we actually creating the change we're trying to create? Or are we just fucking stewing over it and just stressing ourselves out and wearing ourselves down by focusing on things externally? I would say it's a completely fucking waste of time. And stress, and we're drained, and we feel shit, and then when we feel shit, it just invites all sorts of other stuff. I would say, hey, even if a partner's being ungrateful to me, I would say, you know what? I want, instead of me focusing on what they're doing, let me focus on what I can do to make things environmentally better for both of us. So hey, I'm going to, in this environment that I'm trying to create, I'm going to practice becoming a kinder person. I'm going to be more grateful, and I'm not going to expect anything in return. I would love stuff to be in return, but if you don't give me something in return, that is on you. I will instead do what I can do in my control to make things better between us. Let me try to be more understanding. What is this way that I fucked up? What can I do for you? I want to be in service to you. Make your life easier. Why? Because I care. I want kindness, of course, in our relationship. Let me practice being a kinder person who would deserve that kindness in return. Not like, you weren't nice to me, so fuck you, I'm not gonna be nice to you. Yeah, because that's gonna really fucking help. When it comes to say things like, but right, so let's see. I had this theory a friend of mine told me last week. A selfish person is likely to be lacking in empathy. Yep, because when it comes to putting yourself in someone's shoes, their cup is almost full because so much of themselves are already filling it. Brilliant, yeah. Guns create a kinder society. Oh my god. The guns, hell yeah, brother. Yeah, but not necessarily a genuinely kinder society. But here's the thing, right? Like, I just encourage people to just focus on being the best they can be. Someone that they are proud of. Yeah, I don't have any. I'm in the EU. I got these hands. Hey, those are guns, bro. But right, so anger issues, I've dealt with that myself. Anger issues, I've dealt with that within my clients. And usually if someone's having explosive anger issues, there's usually a lot of reasons for that. So trying to be, of course, I would encourage, hey, try to understand where your anger is coming from so you can understand how to process it and regulate it in a healthier way. So that whatever parts of you feel like injustice have been done, for example, or the ways you've been feel wronged, you can make sense of and engage with it in a healthier way. Right. Anyway, this is like well outside the scope of Nioh and more towards my job. So how long have I been on this? For like an hour? Oh my god. For me, if I have lots of anger, it's because I feel helpless or incompetent and I'm trying to regain control of my life. Yeah. You got a lot of emotional awareness. That's fantastic. Right. So you can, of course, understand when, of course, like, stop being so good at your job. Hey, this is what I get paid. It's what I get paid to do, but it's much more personal for like a individual. Here I'm just talking to like a group at large, so it's going to be diluted and lots of things are going to be misunderstood, and it's just the nature of it. But right. The thing is, one thing I've kind of learned is that, like, and I'll just keep this really simple. We've been discussing this for an hour. Yeah, if you want to watch the VOD on YouTube, you can, or the video on Twitch when it finally uploads. But the thing is, so when it comes to anger, it makes sense for us, right? Even explosive anger. In those moments, it makes perfect fucking sense. Perfect sense. It feels right because it makes sense. Otherwise, why else would we get angry? There's some brain logic to it. Otherwise, we're not going to do it. And in those moments, it really helps for someone to be understanding to us. I would just say, hey, you know what? Just as a part of who we want to be and what type of examples we want to set for other people, let's just extend that courtesy to other people too. And let's be understanding towards why we get angry. And at the same times, for whatever issues that we're having, let's also decide, hey, you know, I don't like the way that I'm behaving, even though I feel so strongly about this. I want to behave in a different way instead. So whatever anger I have, I've got a choice I can make. I can either behave the way that I've used to behaving, which I fucking hate for all sorts of reasons. But instead, with the anger that I have, I want to go in this direction that I know for a fact will lead to something better for everyone involved. So with anger, for example, when we're feeling more like victims, right, and we're trying to regain control, what are some healthy ways to regain control? Whether it is of our emotions or in the situation at hand. And at the very least, let me make sure that, hey, even though I'm angry, I don't want to destroy another person, far from it. I'm just frustrated for these all other things, so let me like try to work through it. Anyway, there's a lot of nuance to this. It's only taken me a few years to... There's so much to this. I can't concisely explain it. So to transition this back into Nioh stuff, and we can talk about this like throughout all my streams in the future. But in a nutshell, be the change you wish to see is what I'm advocating for. And to bring it back to Nioh, when things inevitably do piss me off in Nioh, of course, I get frustrated, I get upset. But my instinct is to try to figure out, okay, like, let me try to understand what I could do differently. What could I understand to do better? Just kill some Gakis to relieve anger? I mean, sure, that too. Right, and I think, Brand, you're giving very salient advice too, about like, at the end of the day, if you want to see yourself as someone differently, do different things. So in this case, I want to fucking murder all these yokai. I've done a lot to manage my anger. It's actually funny. Fighting games help me a lot. Pushing through the frustration usually makes it worse. If you can stop and think, that so much will make more sense. Bingo. You got it. But recognizing you need to think is hard. It is. And it's just a practice. Practice will... You get good at what you practice, you know? I practiced Nioh for, you know, maybe a little bit of time. Which is why I'm so comfortable with it and can freaking autopilot this and talk to you guys about some things. But I can't autopilot the stuff that I teach yet, or that I coach clients on, so... Or all the teaching and all the explanations. So yeah, that's how it goes. If you want something that can help you, I guess one thing that can help with like regulating emotions, managing them, because being angry and being frustrated isn't like a problem, it's just how you use it. You can look into like mindfulness meditation can sometimes help. Just basic mindfulness will be fine. But just the art of being aware of what you're feeling, why you're feeling it, can make all the difference. Like, venting steam, you know, it still doesn't address the whole issue of like, dude, why am I accumulating so much steam in the first place? Like, if you have to keep venting off as steam, if you have to keep venting steam off all the fucking time, I'm like, bro, what's going on? You know, that doesn't seem particularly good. Yeah, if you need to have a valve, could be a bit of a problem. It'd be cool if you started playing this background music on repeat during your sessions with clients. Very funny. There's like... Yeah, anger is not a bad emotion. It's just how you use it. Not a big deal. How to vent the frustration of the fact that Kasha doesn't love me and she's not real? I mean... depends on what the root of your... well... I don't know how to answer that, bro. Oh... I don't know, maybe you should have a dialogue with Kasha. You learned how to switch weapons into instant sheath attacks from the explanation you gave me the other day on stream. Thanks, man. Hey, you're most welcome. Just waiting for the book. 3 signs you may be dating Agaki. Let's not. Let's just no, just cut that out. Honey, I Shrunk the Gakis. Congrats for the trophy, thank you. Now Tri-Sword seriously hits different. It feels great to EI and Sign of the Cross back and forth. Oh yeah. You can do that in Nioh 3 with even during arts proficiency. So good. Oh, yokai ability key pulse, let's go! Ah, that sucks. Ooh. That's a tempting one to keep. She told me not to. Y'all are silly. Okay. I'm not gonna be able to do this one today, just with all my yapping. Okay. Battle at the temple. This will have me face Tate Eboshi. I refer to the inheritable effects on equipment as the ones with the YouTube symbol. Good shit. That's hilarious. Hey look, we got Kukai. Let's go, boy. Let's go. Oh, that's locked. And it's also locked. What? Where? Bald man. I see why. Yeah. It's important to know. I should have known he was bald all this time. Hey, Yoshimaru. Alright, have fun walking your dog, Swolepool. I'm doing pretty good now that I'm playing Nioh. Yo, what is this shit? Thank you, Gozuki, for being a bro. Here to watch your favorite streamer, Kukai? Yeah, he's here. Have fun. Bruh. Okay. Being bald is super professional, exactly. I guess. Don't you hate it when this cryberry with a mallet memory leaks and just spams a stupid roll? Yeah, it's very frustrating. Just 2 months away until release, are you right? No, you're wrong, actually. You're like wrong. You're so wrong. You wanna know how wrong you are? It's 1 month away. The demo is less than a month away. No, not 2 hours. It'd be nice if it was 2 hours. Full release? I mean, it's in like... Oh shit. Hey. You know what? This is what we do with spiders. We just put them on fire. Full release is in 1 month, is in 5 weeks. Just about enough time to finish every floor of Stranger of Paradise. Yes. I'm guessing the demo will be at the same location. Alright, thanks for dropping by, boss. I appreciate it. Happy New Year to you in advance. For real though, I can't wait to play the demo. I got the deluxe because I love this goddamn series and I trust the devs to my wallet. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, I think the contents will be very similar to the alpha, but maybe adjustments. They do seem to be advertising Jogotsu Baba as probably the enemy we'll fight, so you know, there is that. I'll catch up in chat in a bit. Okay, so some questions, let me get to them. So yeah, the demo, just to verify, is coming out January 29th. The main game will come out February 6th. The demo, I don't know exactly what will be contained, but it seems like they're suggesting we'll fight Jakotsu Baba based on the footage. And I'm guessing it's just early level stuff, and maybe just a lot of things we played in the alpha demo, is my guess. She could be like the first boss or something with a couple of side missions. I don't know. So it's possible, but we will find out. Now, do I think the demo will have all the weapons? Absolutely. I think it's meant to have save data transfer. So I imagine, yeah, it will have all the weapons, and we can kind of see what to expect, but not everything will transfer. Not everything will be unlocked, like 2 weapons per style, for example. and a lot of other things will be locked. But I do think there'll be a good amount to at least get a demo with. They probably are looking for like 3-4 hours of gameplay, just kind of like the demos we've come to expect, is my guess. Hey Woody, good to see ya. Forgot to ask if Nioh 3 has guard skills for ninja. Yes, it does. It does. Ninja style has parries as well. I saw like haze on the ninja sword. There's quite a bit of that. It seems like samurai style is much more geared to the parries with all the deflects and defensive options, and ninja style is much more geared towards the offensive options and not so many defense options. It's not a dumb question. You just don't know. It's cool. But if you want more information, you can check out my photo album that I have linked in my Nioh 3 gameplay impressions video. It has like 300 photos, so you can check it out. Poofer, can you stop using soul cores? No. What skills should I absolutely prioritize for Dream of the Wise and Dream of the Nioh? What types of skills? I need more context. Besides being sad, how would you feel if Team Ninja pulls a GTA and delays the game? I'd be annoyed. I'd be like, bruh, we have like a month. Why delay it now? Why not delay it earlier? Just, it would be, yeah, I don't think I mean, I'd be annoyed. I'd be like, come on, bro. Well, guess I got Ninja Gaiden 4. The crazy thing is that there's a decent chance the demo will be big enough that a week will be necessary to get to the end, right? And not to mention, I'm guessing there's going to be like a level cap or something to it, you know? I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Not to mention, there'll probably be so much for us to like nerd out at and experiment with. So I'm not like that concerned. Right, there's also the open field. And we are gonna have 2 styles. So it should be quite a bit for us to be able to play around with. I mean, I squeezed so much time out of the alpha demo with a level cap. I do think I'll be able to squeeze out quite a bit. I expect the demo maybe will take like a day or 2 for most. Yeah, I spent 50 hours in the demo. 10 of it was just me exploring out of bounds, so that doesn't really count. But I think we'll have our hands full with a lot of goodies. Right, there's so much to play with, and hey, Last Load, good to see you. There's so much to play with. We've got 14 weapons to mess around with. Just 14 weapons. You can redo the same content over and over again, get good, all that goodness, whatever you feel like. So yeah, I think we'll be fine. Hi everyone, and hi to you too, Poofer Llama. I know you'll soon be stopping Nioh 2 and moving on to something else, but I really wanted to thank you for everything you've contributed to this game. Through your guides, advice, and everything else, it's truly allowed me to appreciate this game more than I can imagine. Thanks again to you and your community. More than happy to do it. It was a good while it lasted. Some things I would change here and there, and that's why I'm going to put all that focus on Nioh 3. And I like, Blorb, what you're saying on top of that. My focus for the full game is getting more well-rounded at Nioh and learning more moves than just signing the cross and the shrike. Yeah! You'll still be yelling "get shriked" at the screen whenever I pull one off, though. Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Hey, what's up, Hato? Good to see ya. So yeah, with Nioh 3, I'm right now working on some, whatchamacallit, I'm trying to plan out my Nioh 3 Academy so that it's much more digestible for people. Yeah, really trying to work on that. So hopefully the stuff I create for you guys will be suitable. But yeah. They're not doing DLC exclusive weapons, are they? They might be. The Nioh 2 years were really great, and my goal is to make the Nioh 3 years even better. Arts proficiency is just gonna rewrite so many things. It's gonna be wild. Yeah, Basara's planning out everything. Oh, god damn it. Okay. Does this guy drop a split staff skill? No. One thing I wanted to ask, since it has been out for some time, have you seen and heard of Where Winds Meet? Yes, I have seen and heard of it, but I don't think I'll play it. I've got Ninja Gaiden 4 to keep me company. Hoofer, it's cheating to use fists against him. It should be staff versus staff only. Can't believe my favorite streamer lost. Yeah, that's a shame. Okay, anything cool? Wait, what? It's an upgrade? I'll live. Question, and I assume it's context dependent, but which Demon Parade scrolls should players actually do? You're right that this is a little dependent on... This is context dependent a bit. But right now, I'll kind of give you the best answer I can, which is that there's a bunch of scrolls, but you'll want to pick the ones that provide some good rewards to you. So... I have various scrolls, so if there are certain special effects you like on them, do that. It's really about it. You can also farm certain enemies for certain things, whether it's like hidden skills, certain soul cores, sometimes some pieces of gear. So if there's some status effects you really like, do them. That's pretty much it. Do the stuff that either you find most appealing or fun. That's really about it. No, you don't. You don't need to do it for all the hidden special effect lines whatsoever. Just pick the ones that have like the most appealing special effects. Like, for example, I'll just say, like, this dodge key consumption and guard key consumption one doesn't appeal to me in the slightest. So I don't care to equip the scroll, but maybe the enemy combinations might be unique. So as Witty Clever Name is saying, they are just accessories that try to kill you. Yeah. But it's like fun little gauntlets. There's some interesting ones, some really powerful ones. And yeah, like this one's cool if you play the fists. Active skill key consumption, which is super handy. And Mystic Diet Fist is of course great. So yeah, maybe you want to do this one to get like your perfect scroll for fists. Could be handy. But again, it's just whatever you think is appealing. These stats are nice, but you can roll them on like anything pretty much. So I hope that helps. Speaking of which, I have a video question. I want to make a last run of Nioh 2 video. Are minor enemies or boss fights more interesting to watch? It's not necessarily the enemy. I mean, I would say boss fights are more interesting to watch, but it also depends on the boss that you fight. And I think the biggest factor is whether you're pulling off something you think is really cool. I think that's number one. So of course, pulling off something really cool against a Dweller is like, alright, but then pulling it off against, say, Tateebushi, of course, will add to that, like, super factor. So I think there's just kind of a relationship between what you're able to pull off and the challenge factor to it as well. That's my opinion. That's at least how I evaluate things. You're welcome. Stupid keyboard. Okay, weapon requests. Feel free to ask. If no one makes a suggestion, I'll just pick something. What weapon should I pair my katana with? I want to... Ooh, staff hatchets? Alright, you got it. So... No, not bare hands. Yeah, Nioh 3 soon. You're right. Right around the corner. So with katana, there's a lot of options, but maybe one thing that can help... you can pair it with anything. Any other weapon is fine. I would just say, think about a secondary weapon in general that you find enjoyable on its own, and then pair it with katana. Could work out just fine. Do I stream most days? Yes. Ooh, I haven't been tripped by an Amahagi in a hot minute. Oh, this is bad. Alright, I gotta focus on this fight, but once I'm able to, I'll catch up to chat. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. I'm not dealing with both of them at the same time like this. Oh, God. Ow, my face. I need to kill the weak one. Stop it. Too much. Wait, I have other soul cores. Come on. No, no, stop, stop. Yeah, as if one of them isn't bad enough. Ah, misinputted that. It was my bad. Okay, Fuki time, let's go. Okay. What did I miss? So yeah, Luther, I usually stream most days. So yes, it's me, Bing Bong. Love the name. I slept on the spear for so long in Nioh too. Oh wait, come on. And then decided to get proficient with it for the achievement. Realized they added some really cool moves to it. Yeah, it was really cool. You're gonna wait for Nioh 3 for a couple of reasons. Hey, at the very least, you can test out the demo. So you can see whether or not it'll run well for you. That's why twins are 4 times the trouble. I'm doing damage now? Only when I push confusion. No, I do not enjoy getting 4v1'd again. What's my current favorite 7 anima soul core? Giant Toad, probably. Giant Toad's hilarious. Can never go wrong with Giant Toad. You, John's going pretty well. How are you? I'm a bit sad that split staff is a ninja weapon in 3. I believe they will make it cool, but I love to switch the stances and doing many skills. Understandable, and now we'll just have to see whether they pull it off, do a good job. You look like you had a little smirk. You played some demo we don't know about. Honestly, I could just say anything and you guys would either would distort it into whatever fantasy you have. So I could say, yeah, I did play some exclusive Nioh 3 stuff, and I can't tell you about it. You'd be like, oh my gosh, look, you said it, man. Or you could be like, nah, I'm bullshitting. Or I could say, nah, man, I'm not playing anything. And then, oh shit, he's lying. So which one is it? Don't be fooled, he's baiting us. See what I mean? Y'all don't trust me, come on. Some people would think you're a new Nioh developer, and those people would be 100% wrong. When does the NDA end? I don't have an NDA. Does it go against your NDA to mention there's an NDA? What do you expect me to say to shit like that? I don't have an NDA. I think he played an early version of a super secret new Crash Bandicoot game. Bruh, how did you know? Last to load, the last to load? Yeah. Are you smirking? That sounds like something you would say if you had an NDA, or maybe it's something I would say if I wouldn't. I don't know, man. It's starting to get a little deep here. If you had an NDA, you can confirm you have an NDA. So it's confirmed in your book. Okay. What? Oh, there were two dwellers. You just want to be able to equip Windstorm on one stance and Water Sword on another stance at the same time? You can use Windstorm and Water Sword on high stance. You can use both in Nioh 3. You do not need to choose between Water Sword and Windstorm in Nioh 3. Campus got the kill, let's go. I would have liked it if they made Spinning Dragon a strong combo attack under. Me too. I guess they wanted players to choose in between Cherry Blossom, which is... I'm usually curious as to why. Is there any armor that would be good to have in early Nioh? There's so much stuff, but I've gone with the highest armor stat. Yeah, I would just say go for anything that keeps your equipment weight 70% or below. You want to be at D agility, that's all. Never go with D. I wouldn't recommend C either. Thought I did kill Ongyoki, what the hell? I don't know. I know I killed Ongyoki, what the fuck? I think it's possible, Swole. I think that very much is. Dude, I killed the Ongyoki, it was right here. Why is it spawning? That doesn't make any sense. Whatever, I just gotta deal with it. You want Scampus? Yeah, sure. Oh shit. Yeah, I can pop a Scampus on. Get knocked down. Sucks to suck. Is there a list of all the Dark Realm sources? I do not know. I'm not sure, but I don't know where they are, but what you can do is you can kind of look up where each of them would exist. So for example, if I take this main mission... Wait, I thought this does have Dark... What? Oh, that should have Dark Realm. I should tell you. I thought it's supposed to tell you. Oops. Guess I'm wrong. I think he's just talking about, like... I don't know if it's the enemies who spawn the Dark Realm, or if it's something else. But usually the levels will tell you if you've completed it or not. Should be some indication. It's kind of legit. Maybe you got to beat the mission first? Alright, see you later, Blorb. Let me check. Maybe you're right. Doesn't say. It's just annoying trying to find the ones you want manually. Yeah, understandable. Okay, I got Scampus. Sure. Damn it. Oh well. Yoshi, let's go. Yeah, see you next year. Here, you can kill me, bro. Just kill me. Yoshi, you didn't help me. Yeah, I thought I had it. I thought I could just teleport back out.
やはり同じ刀を持つ者、浅からぬ縁を感じるな。
Yorimitsu, come on! You're supposed to do your anime grab on him. So disappointed. What soul cores do you have? You got none. You got no soul cores. She's got 3. Mizuki, Yuki, and Kasha. Come on. Yeah, she didn't even sell them Gozuki. Tokichiro. Tokichiro, how could you? Alright, time to go. Close enough. I didn't get to use Kitty enough, but still used it. Okay, cool, cool. Oh man, I'm getting very close. Alright, I think I have enough time to do this mission, and then I'm gonna go. It's like 2 streams left, basically. Monodachi Tonfa? Sure. Oh, somehow I'm alive. Oh my god, dude, what? How much health do I have? 20? I have 20 health. It's not even showing up. It's kind of funny. Oh, dodged way too early. Oh, that penetrates? What's a Flying Lady Soul Core? It's Ancient Nioh Tengu. Okay, I think it's Tate time. Really? That was weird. What is going on? Hey, what you doing, buddy? Really? That was too soon. Close enough.
Yay. I know too.
I'm done. Did I just first try the whole thing? Cool. Thank you, Basara. That was so kind of you. I'm just debating whether I should share that. I don't think I will. I'm not that, like, woohoo about it. I was pretty bored. Okay. It just kind of became a lot of shove and it just became boring. I'm not woohoo for it, so okay. Right, like I just have a different way of deciding if I want to share something or not. It's usually something I'm interested in. Obviously beating it on the first try, like, I suppose is cool. It wasn't terrible. I just wasn't entertained. So if I'm not having fun with it, like, yeah, get good. I just have a different metric for what I think is cool. Something unique. And the only unique thing was that I beat it my first try, but it just kind of got tedious. Yeah. Right, I should have beaten it on the negative first try, exactly. There's a difference between stuff that I'm like, oh yeah, that was cool that I pulled off, or pulled it off, versus stuff that I would want to share, because I think there's something cool about it. Just a little bit of a difference. I would say the funniest part was probably the very beginning against the first Yasha, but beyond that, just showing the entirety of Rival's Return, all I did after a while was just deplete key with shove, dodge a bunch, and then yeah, like, oh well. It didn't wow me. You're on your way to pick up some food, have some fun with that. Well, here we are. That's a good stopping point anyway. So what do I have left now? I have a grand total of 3 missions left. Dawn of the Demon, Distant Dream, and of course Against All Comers. That's it, that's all that's left, and then it's a full 100% on Dream of the Nioh, I think. And that's it. Then I'm done with Nioh 2 on the PS5. I'll do one of these, why not? And then all the Twilight missions? No. They're not that interesting to me. Well, tomorrow I'm not streaming, FYI. Can I run sword for this mission? Yeah, why not? Alright, in that case, what's a decent secondary? When is the Wolong Swan Song? Not anytime soon. Alright, good night. Thanks for dropping by. Shit. Dead. Wolong 2 is gonna change gaming forever, you just don't know it yet? Yeah, I bet it will, because it'll be out. Of course it's gonna change gaming forever. There'll be a Wolong 2. Oh! I couldn't adjust in time. Alright, good night and Happy New Year to you, Bran. Thanks. Ah. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Yikes, yikes. I'm taking the day off. I'm taking the day off tomorrow. I'm chilling. Close enough. Okay, time to go. Oh, okay, that's good. Twilight Walker. Cool. Searing Bolt. Cool. Okay, cool. Alright, time to wrap the stream up. I'm surprised how far I've made it with my like super janky equipment. It works good enough. Didn't even remodel a single thing. Like, I do have some set pieces, I have some extra damage sources, but it's not really all that significant. Like, the Yata mirror is probably the coolest thing. And I just have a couple start stats, which are handy. But yeah, works out pretty well. Hoover, do you think Kasha needs a driver's license for her wheels? Yeah, 100%. Okay. Dude, so I guess, yeah, I'm not gonna do every Twilight mission, forget that. I've done everything else! Just the main missions and against all comers. So I think this will be... It's not gonna be one stream, it's probably gonna be two. 2 streams basically left, and then I think I'm done. And then I'll go over to Ninja Gaiden 4, play that for however long, until... Yeah, like just however long until Nioh 3 comes out. Cool. Alright, let me catch up on some questions. Here, just for you guys to relax that I don't have Nioh 3 here. Look, this is all I have on my homepage. Nioh 2 Remastered, Nioh 3 Alpha Demo, Ninja Gaiden 4, Nioh 2, and then Nioh. That's it. That's all I got. There's no Nioh 3. There's no download. There's nothing. Okay, a question. Right, question for the PC folks. Just finished Dawn of the Samurai, and unlocked Divine Quality Gear. What's the best boss to find Revenants to gear up from them? I would just say go to Dream of the Strong and you'll get a lot more Divines. He got Nioh 3 on a Switch too? God damn it. He could have Nioh on a separate account. I'm gonna miss you teaching me Nioh 2. Well, that's what you got Nioh 3 for. If you want to find, like, Revenants, you could just go to Dream of the Strong. People will generally have Divines, and a lot of the mission rewards will give you Divines in the first place. So you should be fine with that. That'll be all good in that department. If you made it through his entire academy for Nioh 2, you should be well acquainted, right? Or worst case scenario, you could just ask. I could still talk about things in Nioh 2 and Nioh 3. It probably would be more relevant in Nioh 3 anyway. I'm not secretly streaming from Team Ninja headquarters. Oh my gosh. Got it. Thanks, Llama. Considering if I want to try to dive into DLC yet or not, figured I'd try to gear up first. Yeah, you can't go wrong. The DLC is a pretty big jump for players, I would say. Going from, yeah, base game to DLC, like, the DLC enemies will test you significantly. So, just to mitigate a little bit of that stress that comes with having to learn everything, I would say just spend a little bit of time getting those Divines. You should have your Divine Weapons, of course, after beating Otakemaru. But, yeah, the gear, spend a little bit of time getting, like, just semi-reasonable build. And then, yeah, give the DLC a shot. You'll get lots of Divines anyway, just through playing it. And adapting to the DLC will pay off very well for future difficulty things. Yeah. But yeah, be warned. The DLC difficulty overall spikes up because the enemies are a lot more complex, especially by DLC 3. It's like, it gets pretty wild. DLC 3 has some of the most difficult enemies in Nioh, period. And yeah, it's pretty wild. So you'll definitely want to prep for that, but I'm sure you'll have fun, and the challenge will raise the bar in terms of what you can do and whatnot. In the mission Voice in the Twilight, many people go and leave their Revenant so that people can farm divine sets and weapons. Yeah, you can try that too. The very first mission, one of the first missions, the side missions in the first region, has, you know, the one with the Scampus, where you like pet the Scampus, then you fight Gozuki at the end. You do that one, people drop Revenants there all the time, and it's a very, very easy spot to farm. That's what I've done on successive difficulties. It's pretty rad. Anyway, I am going to go now. And just as a reminder, I'm not streaming tomorrow. I'm going to take that time off, but I'll probably come back on January 1st because, oh well. So, yeah. And then I'm going to get close to finishing Nioh 2 and then I'm done with it. I don't really feel the need to, I don't feel that desire to do the underworld or the depths or even iron out a build any means, like at all, or even optimize my scroll. I'm just not really feeling it. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Appreciate all your support. And I will see everybody next year, technically. So yeah, Happy New Year in advance to everybody. And I'll see everyone then. Take care and see you later.